Kathy, one question that we hear a lot is from teachers or educators. How do I support a student with Tourette when I don't know much about this at all? What sort of advice could we give to educators who, for the first time, have a student with Tourette?
Yeah, and again, that can be complicated because every child, every student with Tourette is unique. They aren't all alike, so it's hard to say, but we can list general things that are good. And generally, you want to be supportive and compassionate. One thing that sometimes teachers will do is call out the student in front of his peers, and that can be a very awful thing.
Yeah.
So you want to try to understand, and if you can, have a private conversation with the student and ask them what they need. Mostly it's compassion and understanding, and the more understanding and compassion a student gets, the less symptoms they're going to have because it reduces anxiety. The more they walk into a classroom knowing that people understand, people aren't going to be judgmental, that reduces the anxiety and it reduces symptoms.
Okay. So you're saying to try to have a quiet, private, or semi-private conversation with the student when maybe symptoms seem to be playing up or the student looks to be struggling a little bit. What about breaks, taking a break?
Mm. Very, 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 very important. And I see a lot of times schools will have breaks at certain times. So you can take a break at 11 o'clock. You can take a break at 2 o'clock. Well, their symptoms may not need a break at 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. What I support is that the teacher and the student develop some kind of a signal, a secret signal. So when the student starts feeling that they need to take a break, they can do the signal and then they can go to get a drink of water. They can go to the nurse. They can go, wherever a supportive person is, they may need. But breaks are really critically important because, again, they can reduce the anxiety.
Okay, I love this idea. This idea is new to me and I love it. So having a little code or a signal with the teacher, I love this idea. Give me an example. You must have experienced this. What, like a little wave, or the student kind of lifts up a pencil, or how could the student signal this to their teacher?
Yeah. So my husband and I are from the 60s. And so my son would give the peace sign.
I love.
And then and the teacher would know that he needed a break. And if the teacher was in the middle of something and a break really was significantly inconvenient at the time, she would just very gently shake her head, no, not big, but just gently, so my son would see it. And then when it was okay, she would gently nod her head yes, and then he was able to leave. Now, what we recommend is that the student sit by the door. You don't want the student having to leave the classroom from the other side of the classroom or from the back of the classroom. As little, as inconspicuous as it can be, the better. So, and every kid may need a, a different kind of a break.
Mhm.
They also may need snacks
Mhm.
or water. Dr. Ross Green is a great, great, great resource. And he says anytime the body is challenged, anytime the body is,
Under some stress.
yes, under some stress, that the symptoms are going to be more. So
Yeah.
when you're hungry, the body is stressed. When you're thirsty, the body is stressed.
Yeah.
So the
Or,
student may
or needing
need,
to go to the bathroom, or yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. And going to the bathroom is a pretty common break.
Yeah, I really like this idea because I can see how it builds a little bit of a special rapport and a lot of trust between teacher and student. And it seems like it's also important for the student to have that ability or that opportunity to speak with the teacher and say, these are the types of breaks that are useful to me. Like sometimes I need just a breath of fresh air, or I need a little bit more quiet than I'm getting in the classroom. So they can work that out, hopefully at the start of the year and have their little signal system. That's a great suggestion.
And trust is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge because that's going to reduce the anxiety. And some students can just doodle. Doodling is pretty common, and that can give them a break. Some students will put their heads down, which unfortunately a lot of teachers will view as
Not paying attention.
yeah, not paying attention. But some students will put their heads down because they may have a lot of head tics, or they may have facial tics. And if they put their heads down, then either their tics are quieted or nobody's going to see their tics.
Yeah. So the important thing there is communication so that the teacher knows the reason the student is doing this is not disrespect. It's alleviating some of the stress or anxiety. Yeah. Wonderful. These are amazing suggestions. Thank you.